So today we're going to answer the question, can you convey the feeling of light and water musically with no sound effects? Okay, I am super excited to share a new song from my band Cosmic Spin, and I'm quickly going to take you behind the scenes and into the recording and production process and how I attempted to capture the feelings of light and water in music. So A Break in the Clouds is a beautiful ballad originally by the Minnesota indie folk rock band The Jayhawks, and it has one of my favorite choruses ever.
Every time that I see your face, it's like cool, cool water running down my back. Cool, cool water running down my back.
So those are Cosmic Spin's trademark male-female vocal harmonies. It's me and my partner Barrow Waters just layered and stacked. You know, and even though we're singing about cool, cool water running down our backs, for me, those harmonies somehow create the feeling of sunlight, like a break in the clouds, you might say. This feeling of light actually evolves through each of the first three choruses. On chorus one, it's just Barra and me.
Every time that I see your face, it's like cool, cool water running down my back.
Chorus two, there are actually four of Barra's voice. There's a doubled lead plus two harmonies, and then one of me.
Every time that I see your face, it's like cool, cool water running down my back.
And on chorus three, there are actually four of Barra's voice, and then I'm doing three harmony parts, including a new one where I go up on top. And for me, that's really where this feeling of light comes in.
Every time that I see your face, it's like cool, cool water running down my back. Cool, cool water running down my back.
So to my ear, these vocal stacks are the musical light in the arrangement. They're kind of like the air that's being supported by drums, bass, and this kind of airy keyboard pad that reinforces that feeling of open sky and light. All right, now to convey all the different feelings and emotions of the song, I actually used a small orchestra of 5 different guitars. I mean, actually 6 if you include the bass. So this guitar layering is what I call Guitorchestration. I've done multiple videos about it, and it's really one of my favorite recording techniques. This video will get you started. So for A Break in the Clouds, I open the song with clean electric rhythm. It's played on this vintage Harmony Rocket from 1965. This is actually a thin line, you can tell how thin it is, hollow body. It has de-armond gold foil pickups. And it gives the song a direct, kind of uncomplicated, but vintage tone right away. So then for verse 2, I bring in a second guitar. And I actually chose a lap steel, just to kind of add a touch of country tinged sadness. So this is another vintage harmony, an H7 console lap steel. It has the very same S-grill de-armond gold foil as on my Rocket. So here are the two harmony guitars together. You're going to hear the rhythm on the left and the lap steel on the right. So along with my vintage Fender Precision bass, these two harmonies are really the musical bed or the foundation that supports the vocals most of the way through the song. But there's a section near the end where I wanted an obvious contrast. So the song is called A Break in the Clouds, and I wanted this section to convey that feeling in a different way, to musically create the feeling of water or rain. And to highlight this contrasting section, the rhythm guitar, the lap steel, and the bass all drop out for 8 bars, and 3 completely different guitars take over. So the new foundation or bed comes from a pair of Danelectro Baritones, and they're strumming simple open chords. Now, one of the things that's very cool about a baritone is it's tuned down a fourth. So your low E string is tuned all the way down to B. Now, this song is in C. In order to play in C, I could tune it up. That puts a little stress on the neck, makes it harder to play. I just put a capo at the first. That makes this low note an actual C. And when I strum across, that E shape is actually a C. So it gives me the ability to get some really deep kind of rhythm vibe. I'm not sure why, but in cinematic terms, they remind me of the sound of tires on a wet road. Am I crazy? Now, to create a more specific feeling of water or raindrops, I played a pair of rubber muted guitars. So I've been having a lot of fun with rubber bridges and rubber mutes. I've actually posted 3 videos about the phenomenon of rubber bridge guitars in pop and indie folk music, and I've shared some easy ways to get this sound for yourself. One of the videos is right here, but I'm going to put links to all of the videos in the description. Now, a rubber bridge or a mute gives the guitar a harp-like or pizzicato attack that reminds me a little of Raindrops. So I actually recorded 2 tracks using my 1958 Stella H-929 Parlor Guitar. I wanted to show you a cool poor man's trick to getting a rubber bridge sound. I literally went to the hardware store, spent $3 on a piece of tube, and have woven it through the strings right near the bridge. Push it right up near the bridge. Check out this sound. That's the sound of a rubber bridge right there, and that's a real easy way to get one without doing any modifications to the guitar. Now, I also have a Bill Lawrence A300 pickup in here in the sound hole, and this is a cheap pickup. You can get them for under 50 bucks, and it's portable. You can move it from guitar to guitar. You do have a wire hanging off, but big deal. So at any rate, this guitar is actually going to be recorded electrically. I'm not recording it, I don't have any mic on me at all, right? So this is just going to be the pickup going straight into the DAW. So here's what they sound like. You get that rainy vibe a little? Okay, and then finally, to top off the wet road and the rain, I wanted a ray of sun to come through unexpectedly. I know I'm using these visual words and applying them to music, but that's the feeling I was going for. So I wanted a soulful acoustic lead solo, and I wanted to make it kind of shiny or glisteny, like when a ray of sun, magically emerges on a rainy day. So I love the crisp sound of my 1976 Yamaha FG-151. So it's Japanese made. It's what's known as a Nippon Gakki Yamaha. I like to call them the poor man's Martin. So I made a video about them because to my ear, vintage Yamahas often sound remarkably similar to vintage Martins. Mine sounds a little like a D28 or D35. Now, to give the acoustic solo some natural space, I decided to record it in stereo. And I wanted just the most expansive and open tone I could capture in my home studio. So I have a decent collection of mics, but my absolute favorite has become my Townsend L22 modeling mic. These cost around $1,200, and for that price, it's like getting a whole locker full of mics because you can change the mic emulation and all kinds of parameters even after making a recording. So it's incredibly versatile, and it always sounds like the mic model you've selected. So I set it up in stereo mode with each side emulating a Telefunken U47. That's kind of like using a matched pair of $30,000 mics to record a stereo guitar. I mean, absolutely crazy that I can do it in my own home studio. See how you like this sound. Okay, so I have the wet road of the baritone guitars, the raindrops of the rubber muted guitars, and then the rays of sun from the clean acoustic solo. I want you to hear how they sound together. Here you go. I love it. All right. I hope you like A Break in the Clouds and the choices I made to orchestrate the elements and to try to convey the feeling of light and water musically. Love to know what you think in the comments. Please take a minute to watch the music video right here, and also go to find Cosmic Spin on Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever you stream your tunes. I'm going to give you links in the description, but I hope you'll go and find Cosmic Spin. So it would mean even more to me if you'd like and save the song and all our music. I really appreciate you coming and hanging out with me today, and I will see you next time.
I see your face. It's like cool, cool.